However, I'll give you a suggestion regarding your suspicions, Mr. Yang. You should be more cautious of Aventurine. While the wicked can't break through high walls, they can plunge their evil dagger into the heart of the righteous. He's a businessman, not some philanthropist. But right now, he's out there handing out his wealth on the streets. And he went to the Clock Studios theme park all by himself. Who knows what kind of scheme he's cooking up?
Whoa, hello, hi, hello, hi.
What pretty eyes. Tell me, do they shine in the dark?
Well, if they did, I'd sell them in a heartbeat.
You don't know how many people long for your eyes to be closed forever. As a servant, you should not resist your master. Yet, you went and killed that man anyway.
Fine. I may be crazy, but I'm not stupid. Get out of my head, newborn of the Harmony. The Harmony? Oh, don't play the fool. It's not the first time we've met. No need to be so polite.
Why are you getting punked by your own brain?
I'm you, and perhaps even more aware of yourself than you. Of what exactly you want. You're dumb. And you still want to drag a bunch of unfortunate fools with you through the store. That's why you're here, isn't it? A grand unveil. You really think you can pull it off? We made a choice, go fight against your fate. They will come with a blaze. They will wake up a death-bound crowd in this torment world somehow. Unchain the sword not to kill. Unchain the sword to rend those towns above the ground. Wake up and start together now.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Honkai Star Rail. So there was, in the Dewlight Pavilion, we can go there as the Trailblazer, and there are people there that you can talk to, but I've actually decided I'm not going to go talk to them, just in case a bunch of people get added around here that I can talk to when I complete the story missions. So, what I'm at least going to do is this. Just what is happening in front of your eyes? You stay stupefied on this... stupefied. That's a fucking like Harry Potter spell. Yeah, that is a Harry Potter spell. Isn't it stupefy? Anyway, you stay whatever on the spot and your brain rushes to try and make sense of the information. The answer becomes very quick. You have stumbled across a heinous murder. The answer becomes very clear very quickly. Now I understand what my brain wasn't putting together. Judging from the appearance, the deceased is a cassette tape. The murderer brutally disemboweled them. You can tell from the large number of dream bubbles floating around the body that the time of death was not long ago. Not far away, you see a billboard seemingly in deep thought about something. My young friend, I'm sorry that our first meeting is under such dire circumstances. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Penacony's newest detective, though I do not have official certification yet. Though I am ashamed to admit it, I've yet to discover any useful clues for this case. The culprit was extremely careful. There are no fingerprints, nor are there any signs of struggle on the victim. If it weren't the fresh dream bubbles scattered across the ground, I almost think the culprit committed the act somewhere else, and then used a vehicle to abandon the body here. Did you notice those tapes? It looks like they've been deliberately tangled up. If the culprit had secretly taken a cutting, it wouldn't be easy to tell. If that's the case, the cassette tapes were most likely the motive. Kill the target, steal the evidence, and remove any clues, see? The culprit likely has been planning their operation today for a long time, see? You're quite the professional. You're too kind. I've just done a little reading into this kind of thing. Could I possibly ask you to be my assistant on the case? I'm just a billboard after all. A lot of things are a lot more convenient for you more than me. I know I'm a little slow-witted, but with your help, maybe I could at least do something for the deceased. Let's do our best. Thank you for your kindness. I'll try to piece the clues together. Would you be able to go and interview the witnesses around here and see whether they have any important leads? The popcorn and soda couples or residents here. They should know more about the victim. Also, there's a group of popcorn and soda detectives that will be heading to the scene. Maybe they'll have some insights that can help us out. Guess this is the break we needed from adventuring. What you looking at me for? That kid was gonna get what was coming to him one day. Looking at this grisly scene. Looks like one of his enemies finally got the revenge. But because he was always out flirting doesn't mean he deserved his life taken, does it? But, I mean, he was just a little tape that worked so hard to make it here. Then he ended up having his wages cut out by a cruel boss and getting fired. He may have gone off the rails for a while, but that's understandable, don't you think? Where'd you hear that version of the story? He told you that himself? He never did any work. He just spin his tape and play songs all day. The boss couldn't take it, so he gave him the boot. Word on the street is that he even secretly got a big payout from the boss because he caught something on the tape. If you ask me, I reckon that the tape's boss has probably hired guys to take him out. It seems they all lack the discerning eyes to see the truth. Indeed, Brother Sugar-Free. They're all so sweet. The sugar in their minds has made their brains sticky. In this world, only you truly understand me, Brother Original Flavor. The culprit did not intend to kill him. They just happened to unexpectedly hit the victim with their car while driving. Unaware of what had happened, they needed to drag the victim forward with their car. That is the only reason that this tape would have been stretched so far. You're correct, Brother Original Flavor. But there is one thing I might add. The car in particular was an extremely luxurious limousine, one that only the richest in Penacony could afford. You are surely a master detective, Brother Sugar-Free. Pray tell, how did you come to this conclusion for the detail? It is simple. I happened to witness them driving away when I arrived. That damn kid, always playing songs super loud in the middle of the night. If I wasn't too lazy to move, I'd have gone out there and introduced him to my hammer. Sweetheart, calm down. What if someone hears you say that and thinks you're a murderer? Let's just go on with our lives and not sink into those nasty gangsters' levels. I'd love to calm down, but that little runt borrowed 1,000 alfalfa credits from me. It hasn't even returned them. If he didn't gamble that money away, he must have spent it getting drunk and partying with those local thugs. Let's head back home. Last night his terrible gutter music was so loud. I'm still exhausted. I've lost all my fizz. Now you wound me up again saying that. I should head over there and give him a good kicking. All right, let's go home. Don't let people see you causing a scene. Thank you. With your hard work, we'll be able to bring the culprit to justice. I saw you standing by those two popcorns for a while. Did you overhear any of the information? He and his boss have had some disagreements. A bit of a problematic character. It seems like the boss had been blackmailed by him for some time, and had reason to want to silence him. Cutting the tape is also to destroy the dirt that the thieves held on him. Although we are not ready to reach the conclusion yet, let's keep searching for clues. What about that soda couple? What do they say? They said there was loud music playing last night. Intelligent life forms can easily grow violent under exposure to environments with a loud noise. Not all crimes must have an obvious motive, after all. Damn it, stop! But with the preparation that the culprit must have gone to, it is hard to imagine that this was just a moment of the passion. The music was likely a way to cover up his movements. Let's go and listen out for more clues. What about our different flavored friends over there? I see they have opinions on this case. There was a luxury limousine that passed through here. Their conjectures does indeed make sense. It also fits with the circumstances found at the crime scene. But why would a luxury limousine be going through here? Were they just passing through? Why did you skip that dialogue? This theory is a little forced, but I might have grasped onto something. Some things about this case are rushing around my mind, but as soon as I reach out to put them together, they're gone. Let me gather my thoughts, my friend. I see you two are tired. Perhaps we should leave it here for now. If there is any other information, I will let you know. Just leave the murder scene right there. I did say I was actually going to leave this place alone, but then I remembered I voiced the characters as default emotion, and if there's enough, my friends will voice the other emotions.
Than usual today.
Hello, Dream Chaser. My name is Kona, a confessor at D-White Pavilion. I might not be able to stand toe-to-toe with the bronze Melodia of the Oak family, but I am more than willing to be Jive's representative. Rebooting. It takes a long time. Okay, to listen to you and forgive all your sins. If you have any guilt you carry, then speak. Her expression is beautiful but aloof, as if she is keeping everyone at arm's length. You simply cannot muster your courage to tell her your sins. That is, if you actually had any. Will you listen to my confession? Of course, speak freely. I will gladly receive them all. I have a sin to confess. Then please elaborate on your previous indiscretion and display your willingness to repent. Holy crap, there's so much. I regularly make life difficult for trash cans. Oh no, she's saying I have an unfathomable love for trash cans, having fondled them all across many different worlds. I also stole plenty of valuables from inside them. I also once hit a trash can that had arms and legs, thrashing their leader thoroughly and flipping it upside down. Even now, there are trash cans that bear great hostility towards me. I hereby confess to you, to please forgive my sins. As long as your heart is devoted and you vow never to commit these crimes again, the Great One will grant you forgiveness on account of you recognizing how misguided you were. When you return, you must remember to treat your companions earnestly, to spread kindness to strangers, then you can atone for your mistakes. The process is complete. I have to say, your experiences do paint you in a new light. Hold on.
Welcome to Dewlight Pavilion.
Sins to confess. I have employed clandestine means for rewards. I can't control my own hands, regularly attacking all kinds of containers and vessels along my path, smashing them to smithereens. Every new place I'm at, I will scour the area for chests and plunder all the valuables in them, even if they don't belong to me. I hereby confess to you. Looks like that's the same. I have consumed the praise of high morals. Many times I gave in to my evil thoughts, performing deeds that were immoral, including that, but not limited to, altering messages, sending back homework, salvaging coins from fountains. It was only because I had the praise of high morals that I could do all these. And then I confess my sins to you. Can you really get Zype to forgive me? Truthfully, I cannot plead with them to stoop down to our level, but I am willing to listen to your words. Most people's mistakes are but trivial, and do not warrant the Great One's personal forgiveness. They mostly just lack a listening ear, and many times the ceremony is also an essential part of it. If nothing else, at least I can forgive you on behalf of myself. What are your takes on dreams? Dreams. I personally have no qualms against them, but one can't avoid the effects of certain negative emotions after listening to so many confessions. Even within the family, there are many who bear resentment towards the chaos in the dreams, and this problem won't be resolved anytime soon. Some say that this madness was caused by the family's neglect, but we can't mete out punishment that is too severe on the guests. The worst we can do is to prevent them from entering the dreams again. But what if our other solution is there? Are we supposed to sacrifice our goal of pursuing happiness and harmony, all for the so-called peace? Man, at this point, I think my brain is just falling apart. I can't even speak anymore. I don't think it was a good idea. There should be no suppression in Penacony's dreams. If we had to use extreme methods to regulate guests, I'd rather this place remain forever chaotic. Nothing else to say then.
Shoot! Where did I put it?
Curse my terrible memory. I just went through and organized this again last week and it's already slipped my mind. I don't even know if eating brains helps with memory in the dream. Huh? Float disc burgers, oat cake rolls, Mr. Herring's lemon tarts. Oh, I can't choose. What should I have for dinner tonight? Why not have a quacky pizza? Oh, hello, dear guest. Welcome to the Dewey Pavilion. Which member of the family did you schedule a visit with? Scheduled a meeting with a family member? How should I respond? Better think of a way to fool my way through. I am here to see Robin. Ah, so you're here to see Miss Robin. I can only apologize for my rudeness before. As a VIP guest of the family, please enter. Someone will be along to greet you shortly. Of course, if you have any issues, please feel free to come see me. I hope you have a pleasant time. There are some things I'm confused about. Is there anything else I can help you with? Where is this place? Unlike the majority of other districts of Penacony, the moment of morning dew is not open to outsiders. It is fundamentally reserved for use by members of the family and a select number of VIP guests. Please rest assured that any conversations held within Dewey Pavilion will be protected by the family and will be kept completely confidential. I feel like the security here is extremely strict. That is correct. Aside from family members with dream access, only VIP guests such as yourself that have been directly invited know how to reach the Dewey Pavilion. So you could go as far as to say that this is the safest area in all of Penacony. Those that would try to infiltrate this place would have a hard time simply trying to find a way in. What's more, there are more security measures inside the pavilion itself. You can rest completely assured. What's your take on dreams? Oh my, I have never had a guest ask me a question like that. Let me think. For the majority of people, this wonderful dream would be an absolute paradise. However, having grown up here, even the most heartbreaking sights can grow dull and monotone. Sometimes I wish to visit the world outside Penacony and see the starry sky of reality. I'm sure you have laid eyes on the cosmos of which I speak. Okay.
Welcome.
I have no idea what voice to put on this guy. Sorry, but I don't like to chat during work hours. And if I have a little chat, since you're up for it, let's do it. How do you feel about your job? My job here? Frankly speaking, it isn't the most interesting thing. Mr. McCoy is the stringent about the security of the Dewey Pavilion. My job is to convey Mr. McCoy's interactions to the Bloodhound guys. Instructions, not interactions. No one has ever succeeded in breaking into this place, so we just patrol the place every day and occasionally assist in entertaining the guests. That's a pretty uneventful routine. Still, it means things are peaceful in the dreamscape, isn't it? What are your thoughts on dreams? Dreams? No one in the family would deny its importance, but it isn't the only thing that matters in my life. Just take me as an example. When I ain't working, I will turn to reality to spend time with my family and pets. I got dozens of animals at home. You should meet Miss Topaz. I have no idea who that is, but I bet she must be a pet lover too, huh? Most of the pets used to be stray animals. I only had a couple of them in the beginning, and we got more as time went on. I never regretted doing this, or found it as a nuisance. After all, someone has to deal with the issues in the real world at the end of the day, right? What's your take on the sweet dreams trope? Sweet dream trope. They're lovely and a sweet bunch. I like them. Although they are dreamscape creations, they're just as good as us humans when it comes to serving the guests. They're quite reliable assistants. Unfortunately, it's inevitable to get frustrated with handling the guests. It's unfortunate that some sweet dreams trope are corroded as a result and are reduced to something less sweet. If one day people in the dreamscape could be rid of their negative emotions, the trope could probably stay pure all the time. The world would be a beautiful dream in the truest sense. You seem to be new in town. Would you like to take a look at the great item that I own? Are you a merchant? Right, I think you've never heard of me. I'm Hendrik the Mobile Knight. Let me tell you something about myself. I'm the luckiest and strongest Pepeshi in the family. I have a high-tech combat mech bestowed by the Great One. Look at the black cannon on its right shoulder, the retractable energy blade on its left arm, and the dual thrusters on its back. I bet you can tell it's an elite armor. But I can't see you wearing anything. I almost forgot about this. Only kinsmen can see its glow. It's a shame that it isn't visible to an outsider like you. Can I touch the fluff ball on your head? Hey, my armor comes with a counterattacking electric current. Be careful, your fingers might be burnt off.
Ah, you can't see it?
Can we talk? You're intrigued by my armor, aren't you? Tell me more about your armor. It's called All Area Annihilating Power Armor, one of the best in the universe. Even if the Swarm and the Legion were to launch a joint attack on the Duet Pavilion now, I'd be able to crush them when wearing it. Are you sure you wouldn't win due to reinforcements? The armor is awesome, that's all I'm saying. You seem to accept that. Combat isn't the only function of the armor. I stopped because I thought I heard thunder. And that's not good, because I gotta let my dog out at some point. Anyway, I often take my kin out for a ride in it. Everyone loves it. How did you get that armor? It's a long story. This mecha had manifested on my body since I was little. It was a peaceful afternoon. Mom was cooking in the kitchen while I was playing with some figurines on the couch. Tranquility was in the air along the mouth-watering aroma of food. But soon there came a pungent smell of smoke. Suddenly everything was enveloped by a glaring light. Flames shot up toward the sky, turning this beautiful scene into ashes. Without hesitation, I crawled my way to the kitchen, carried my injured mother, and ran outside the house. The heat did not burn my skin, and the debris did not impede my way. Even by the PBC standards, a child couldn't have done that. It must have been a gift from the Great One. I enjoyed helping others and occasionally daydreamed harmlessly. The Great One must have thought I was good and decided to cast their gaze upon me. It was the reward for my kindness. I'm still wearing the armor now. What are your thoughts on dreams? Are you suggesting that the armor only exists in a dream? Don't worry, I'm just messing with you. I never doubted whether what the family is doing is correct. However, I must say the dreamscape is indeed a bit chaotic now. As more and more people are flocking to the dream, cases of unruly behavior have been on the rise. Out of the benevolence of the Great One, the family only addresses such behavior through intervention and verbal warnings without giving out severe sanctions. Yet some dream chasers just never learn their lessons. I've caught the same guy damaging public property 3 times now. Alas, I hope things will get better one day. I remember these guys. You see 3 bottles of wine leaning on each other. It's clear to see they're very close. Excuse me, which one of you is the finest wine here? You're asking which one of us is the finest of wines. Hey brothers, you see what despicable methods they use to try and break up our perfect friendship? You would wait for us to descend into battle and smash each other to pieces, then seize your moment to pour us down the sewers, and become the finest wine yourself. That must be your plan. Unfortunately for you, we have seen through your triple alcoholicide plan. We 3 bottles, though we may not have been born on the same day, month, or year, we shall die on the same day, month, and year. Our friendship is unbreakable. I am not an alcoholic. Have you considered the possibility that I am not an alcoholic? Or an alcohol, but a person? You know, do you see her their despicable scheming? Since she is not an alcohol, she cannot be seduced by the title of the finest wine. If I had not let myself get carried away with emotion and smashed that bottle of Soul Glad, we would not be in this situation. Now, because of my mistake, I have delayed both your futures. Yellow, red, both of you, go on ahead. The title of finest wine belongs to you. You must not blame yourself, Green. I've always known you were finer than any wine in the land. I could travel the entirety of Penacony and find no finer wine than you. Yellow, what about me? Though your fragrance is no match for Green, you are extremely potent, Red. Even the incomparable watchmaker will not be able to tame your fire. 3 glasses and he would cast to the 4, drunk. Hearing such a touching assessment, I want to be your little Red forever. Oh, they're gay! Fear not, fear not. One day your talents will receive the recognition they deserve, and you shall fill the glasses of the Charmony Festival. When the time comes, just make sure you do not forget about your friend Yellow. Yellow! The 3 hugged each other tight and began to cry on each other's shoulders. Although you do not really understand how bottles hug each other, they just did that. From this day forward, any banquet I attend shall have places for you both. I do not know which winery has sent you, foul villain, but you can give up. All 3 of us are the finest wine here. Your plan shall not succeed. You begin to think, why not just take all 3 of them back to the bird when suddenly an irresistible curiosity surges through you? Which one of them actually is the finest wine? You decide that today you will have them compare and rank themselves as a clear first, second, and third. Think, and think carefully. There is no way that their defenses are impenetrable. All it would take is a word to get them fighting between themselves. Green, I've actually heard the other 2 talking privately about you not long ago. They said something quite nasty about you. You think you can fool me with the same lies you would say a cheap soda? They said you were made from poorer ingredients. They said you were made from scraps that even Soul-Glad Enterprises wouldn't use, recycle on the cheap to make wine. What? I am made from scrap ingredients? Then their ingredients are trash that cannot even be recycled. I was discussing with Little Red how to help celebrate Yellow's bottling day, and this is how they insult me? What? I can already tell, it's probably... I'm just gonna wait a second, I guess. God damn it. I guess I'm gonna turn off the timer. We'll be done here when this conversation is over. And Little Red, I must have had a cap pulled over my eyes to not have seen her? Oh. I must have had the cap pulled over my eyes to have seen her as my own vintage. Hero, you think me with my quality. They have a right to talk about whom is the finest wine here. Little Red, I happened to hear Yellow and Green talking, and they said some pretty nasty things about you. Look, buddy, just say what you want to say. They said you were industrial alcohol. They said you don't even count as wine. Whoever drinks you will end up with brain damage. Industrial alcohol? When they tricked me into joining, who was it that said I was the most ferocious of us all? After all these years, I had always allowed myself to take on the role of the youngest because I trusted them. That trust is shattered today. Today we'll tear open some bottles and we'll see who's the finest wine out of the 3. Under your tireless offense, a rift has formed in the unbreakable friendship between the 3 bottles. Today is the moment of morning dew. We will finally expose those truly rotten and putrid together. That's right. It seems some wines have already allowed their thoughts to go putrid. Who is industrial alcohol? Who are you calling industrial alcohol? Today we'll see who that is once and for all. Seeing the 3 bottles locked in a fierce argument, you cannot help but become overcome with a sense of pride and joy. Hero, thanks to you I have seen their true natures at last. Today you must be the judge and decide which of us is truly the finest of wines. That's right. The hero has a discerning eye that will allow you 2 common bumpkins to witness what a high-quality wine truly is. And I will no longer allow myself to look at a question mark with these quests and say, oh no, it's just gonna be a little bit of dialogue, even if it is an existing collectible item. Anyway, yellow is the finest. I knew it. You have a discerning eye, hero. Under this disdainful glance at the other two bottles, Yellow excitedly strolls into your inventory. Now knowing that it is the finest of wines, is prepared to crush all other impostors underfoot. At least we now know they never cared about us two. If they wanted to leave us that badly, they should have just said so. We two have an unbreakable friendship. Yeah, you two are just depressed alcohol bottles.
We're seeing a lot more VIP.
This one isn't even like speculation, like this is actually completely accurate. What the hell?
'Cause